Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Dr. WAN. Today we're gonna talk about carbohydrates and diabetes. What you need to know. Many of us rely on carbohydrates as our main source of energy. Carbohydrate containing foods also provide important nutrients for good health. All the carbohydrates you eat and drink are broken down into glucose. The type and amount you consume can make a difference to your blood glucose levels and diabetes management. There are different ways to describe carbohydrate. One way of doing this is to group them into those that contain mostly starch, such as bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, yams, plantain, breakfast cereal, and couscous, and those that contain mostly sugar, such as fruits, fructose, some dairy foods like lactose, sweets, chocolate, sugary drinks, and desserts. Fiber. This is another type of carbohydrate which you can digest. These are found in wholemeal bread, brown rice, whole grain cereal, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, pulses, potato, oats, and barley. Fiber helps keep our digestive system healthy and can also help to keep your blood glucose and cholesterol under control. Make sure you eat enough fiber every day, as this is associated with less risk of cardiovascular diseases and certain types of cancer. Now, how much carbs should you consume? Everyone needs some carbohydrates containing food in their diet. The actual amount that you need to eat will depend on your age, activity levels, and the goals you are trying to achieve. For example, one person trying to lose weight and manage their blood glucose levels on a low carb diet would restrict their carb intake, while another person who is happy with their weight may decide to eat more healthy carbs. The total amount of carbohydrate eating will have the biggest effect on your glucose levels after eating. So, it is important to know how much you are eating. However, not everyone with diabetes needs to restrict their carbs intake. Knowing how many carbs are in your food. If you are living with diabetes and take insulin, you will need to take that into account when eating carbs. Learn about which foods contain carbohydrate, how to estimate carbohydrate portions, and how to monitor their effect on blood glucose levels. There are special courses available, such as the Daphne course for people with type 1 diabetes, which your diabetes healthcare team can tell you about. One other case could be a situation where you go on the website and download the PDF ebook where you can be reading and also get yourself informed with regards to the carbohydrate content in food, which I can provide for you the link. For those who are interested, you are free to contact me. What about the quality of carbohydrates? That's another interesting question. Evidence shows that the quality of the carbohydrate is more important to general health than the amount we eat. Quality of carbs has been assessed using glycemic index, known as GI, and glycemic load, known as GL, fiber content, and whole grain, among others. Generally, lower GI foods can be used for managing blood glucose levels. More importantly, for overall health, choosing foods that are high in fiber and whole grain instead of refined carbs, such as white bread, is better for our heart health and reducing our risk of certain types of cancers. We also know that some specific carbs containing foods, such as fruits and vegetables, are associated with good health. Ways to include good quality carbohydrates in your diet. Here we go. Choose whole grain breads and cereal. Have fruit whole rather than as juice. Eating an apple with the skin on, for example, will provide more fiber than drinking a glass of apple juice. Ring the changes with quinoa and bulgur wheat as an alternative to pasta. Try seeds, nuts, and pulses as lower carb source of fiber. Choose unsweetened milk and yogurt. How does carbohydrate affect anyone with type 1 diabetes? All carbohydrate is converted into glucose. In someone without diabetes, the body produces insulin automatically to deal with the glucose that enters the blood from the carbohydrate containing food that we eat and drink. In type 1 diabetes, the same principle applies, but because of your body doesn't produce any insulin, you have to take insulin either by injection or a pump. This will help to lower the glucose in the blood after eating carbohydrate containing foods. Most people follow twice daily or basal bolus insulin regime. Twice daily insulin. If you are taking fixed amount of insulin twice a day, you may find it beneficial to have consistent amount of carbohydrate on a day-to-day basis and eat roughly the same amount of carbohydrate at similar times each day. This means estimating how much carbs are in the individual foods and meal you eat in order to get amount right. More carbohydrate than usual can cause blood glucose level to go too high, and less than usual can cause hypo, that's low blood glucose level. Basal bolus insulin. If you are using basal bolus insulin regime by injecting several times a day or through a pump, you can be much more flexible on how much carbs you eat and when you eat. Most people following this regime would count carbohydrate that they eat and drink and then calculate how much insulin they need to take. The amount of insulin will change depending on how much carbohydrate they are eating. Other factors are also important, such as any physical activity that you have done or plan doing, any previous episode of hypo, any injection. How does carbohydrate affect anyone with type 2 diabetes? For people with type 2 diabetes who may be overweight or obese, reducing the calories you eat helps to lose weight. This can be done through different means, including following a low carb diet or simply reducing the current amount of carbs you eat. People have successfully followed low carb diets to lose weight and manage their diabetes, including lowering their HbA1c, which we'll talk about this one. There's a clip coming for that one to explain what is HbA1c. Cholesterol and blood pressure level, as well as reducing the amount of diabetes medication they take. This is a very important point. If you are taking diabetes medication that put you at risk of hypo, checking your blood glucose levels regularly and speaking to your healthcare team to review your medication will help to reduce your risk of hypos when you restrict your carbs intake. So essentially, this is what you are supposed to know when it comes to consuming carbohydrate. Once more, my name is Dr. WAN. Please like my channel, share it with your loved ones, and ask questions, and I'm more than here to help you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.